There's a couple of events that have outlined to me why running is not always glamorous, but it's still something that we all like to do and that I love to do actually. And the first one I was thinking of was I did my first 100-kilometer race in Boston, and my dad was my crew, and I had never done a race with that many aid stations before. So every 5K there's a water stop with power gels and water, and so I was like thinking, well, I've never done 100 kilometers. I got to eat a lot, and so I kept eating gels and taking water. Excuse me. And I ended up getting really sick by like 10 miles into a 60-mile race. And so for the next 10 and a half hours, which is the longest I'd ever run, basically in a long time, was spent vomiting and just being sick to my stomach. And so my dad had to endure watching me do that, and so for him to do that was pretty powerful. And then another time I was also, this past year, I was really sick at Badwater, and I ended up becoming ill, and there was photographers there for the Washington Post, and they have these lenses that are like this long, and they're detailing every moment of me becoming ill. And I was just thinking, oh man, this is going to end up in the paper, and this is definitely not glamorous, and I've got stuff on my face, and but at the end of the day, it's all part of the process. And I think the final and one of the funniest things was a year or so ago, I was at Marathon des Sables in Morocco, which is a self-sufficiency race through the Sahara Desert, and the whole camp had become sick with like some kind of stomach flu, and everyone was having trouble, and so was I somehow managed to contract this, and then we had to run a marathon stage, and I had taken a bunch of Imodium to try and offset the effects of this illness. And I'm standing at the starting line, and they have the top runners in the first row, and we're all standing there, and there's like a Land Rover, and the French race director is on top of it, and he's enunciating, being very obtuse to the crowd, talking about the course and the Jebels, which are mountains, and where you're going to go and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking at my watch, just going, I need you to start the race. Please start the race. And so that was one of the funniest times, because I knew I had about 4 hours before everything wore off, and then it was going to be really bad. So I was just hoping that the race would start, and eventually he started the race like 10 minutes late, and I finished about 10 minutes early, so it all worked out. But that was pretty funny, and reminded me that running's not always glamorous, but that it's definitely worth the discomfort, and it's one of those things that it really is pretty incredible, like what you can get your body to do and what you can endure based on what your mind tells your body to do, and what you really want to achieve. And so I think that everything is overcomable, and that's just part of the process, and it's something that I love about it.